Hey everybody, it's Eric, 80s Horror Man here, and welcome to my end of the month haul for the month of May. Now, these are stuff that I bought throughout the month of May. So I bought one DVD and the rest are on Blu-rays. Well, actually, let me correct myself. I bought two DVDs. One of the DVDs that I bought that I will not show in this haul is the wrestling pay-per-view of WWE WrestleMania 39 from this past year. So we're not here to talk about wrestling, even though I'm a huge wrestling fan. We're here to talk about the movies I bought. So, without further ado, let's get started. As I mentioned, I bought WrestleMania 39 on DVD from the pay per view that was on this year. So I decided to buy that to add to my haul. But one of the other DVDs I bought, I ended up pre-ordering this from Amazon, but then I ended up canceling this because I see Walmart had it for a better price. They had it for like $10 instead of me paying it for 20 some bucks, and that's Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star. This movie is basically about where a father and daughter are scavengers, and they're like he get, he get in a little competition. I won't exactly call it that, but I guess that's what you want to call it, against a band of mercenaries who is looking for a very lost ship known as the Deep Star, and apparently that ship is supposed to contain some treasure. So it's a race against time for the father and daughter scavengers and the mercenaries to see who could get to the Deep Star ship first. This movie was actually not bad. It's like a sci-fi kind of movie. You got lasers and creatures and stuff like that. So it was actually not bad. It was very fun. Next, for the Blu-rays, I just bought this Blu-ray DVD combo up at Walmart this past weekend, and my girlfriend and I saw this movie in theaters, and that's Creed 3. Now, this was Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut on this movie, but he also plays Adonis Creed in this movie. The one thing is about this movie, Sylvester Stallone is not in this movie. You don't see him in this movie at all, and they do not mention his character named Rocky Balboa in this movie at all whatsoever. Basically, it's about where Adonis Creed he is retired from boxing, and then his childhood friend that he knew a long time ago just recently got released from prison and wants to become a world boxing champion. So now Adonis Creed has no choice but to come out of retirement to face his former childhood friend. So this movie was actually still good. It was not bad. Okay, next. I ended up buying this Blu-ray. I never had the DVD, but this was my first time watching this movie, and I thought this movie was actually not bad. It was actually interesting, and that's Terminal Invasion with Bruce Campbell from the Evil Dead movies, where strangers are stranded at an airport, and then and there's this alien invasion going around, and they're taking over. So now these people are like paranoid and don't know who to trust. So they don't know who's human and who's actually the alien. So it's kind of almost like the Thing, but not really. Except this is like an alien invasion going on at an isolated airport. So Terminal Invasion, I thought this was actually not bad. I thought this was actually interesting. Next is an upgrade from the DVD to the Blu-ray, and I didn't think that this movie would actually finally get a Blu-ray release. I didn't think this movie would actually see the light of day of actually getting a Blu-ray release, and that's Heat with Burt Reynolds. So thanks to Kino Lorber for putting this movie out. So Heat, this movie's about where Burt Reynolds he plays like a down on his luck bodyguard, and he ends up going after this mobster who ended up beating up on a hooker who's a very close friend of his. So Heat, pretty good movie. I definitely enjoyed it, and I'm glad that this finally got a Blu-ray release. Next, now this movie would have been in my haul for last month, but I didn't know anything about this movie coming out on DVD or Blu-ray already until my friend Matt from You and Your Horror Movies showed it off in his haul. So I tried to get this up at Walmart, but they had no Blu-ray copies of this movie whatsoever. All they have is DVDs, so I had to get this Blu-ray from eBay. And my girlfriend and I went to go see this movie in theaters as well, and that's Cocaine Bear. This movie was just fun, and there's some good horror elements into this, and there's also some good comedy moments in this one too. Even though, but the title might sound silly, but this movie was just fun, and I understand and that they're coming up with different drug titles based on certain animals, like Crackoon and whatever else they decided to come up in mind after the movie Cocaine Bear came about. So, Cocaine Bear, very fun movie to watch. Next, another Blu-ray. I decided to pre-order this movie off of Amazon, and I knew that Walmart wouldn't have it because they didn't have it on Blu-ray, but they did have the DVD for it up at Walmart. So I'm glad I decided to pre-order this from Amazon like a month ago, I would say, and that's the remake of Children of the Corn. Now, I thought this remake was actually not bad. This was actually interesting, especially how there's no Isaac and there's no Malachi involved in this remake. So they got like a different cult leader, which is a girl, which was actually interesting. But what was really interesting is that you get to see this creature or monster in the cornfield. I guess it's like the for he who walks behind the rows or whatever it is. But this monster or creature that's in the cornfield was actually interesting. So I thought this remake was actually not bad. I definitely end up liking this one. So remake of Children of the Corn, definitely check it out for those who hasn't seen it. Next, another Blu-ray. Even though I missed out on the Indiegogo campaign for this movie, but the after I saw Peter Anthony post this on Facebook, the director sent me a friend request and then sent me a message asking me if I was interested in getting this movie. And I said yes, I was. And that's Valentine Bluffs, My Bloody Valentine fan film. So this is a fan film for My Bloody Valentine where this movie picks up 40 years later after the original leaves off, where her TJ he can't seem to shake the nightmares from the hometown in Valentine Bluff, so he goes back to his hometown, and his son and his girlfriend decide to go to Valentine Bluffs to look for his father, and once they find him, meh, they try to reconnect, but then things just go, oh shit. So now all of a sudden there's this miner going around picking off people one by one. So this is like a whodunit kind of a movie because you don't know who's donning the the gas mask and the miner outfit. So this was actually a very fun movie. I definitely recommend checking this out for those who hasn't seen it. But you can watch this movie on YouTube for free. So Valentine Bluffs, definitely recommend checking it out. And last, for the Blu-rays, even though I already have this movie on Blu-ray, but I decided to pre-order this movie 2 months ago, and thanks to Kino Lobo for putting this out. This movie actually has the English subtitles, which my Blu-ray didn't have, and this also has special features that my Blu-ray didn't have either. And that's Stone Cold, with the former football player Brian Bosworth in this one. So, right there's a slip, and of course I had to reverse the cover art to this one because this is the cover that you'll see when you first get the Blu-ray. So I definitely had to reverse the cover art. So if you haven't seen this movie, I definitely recommend checking this out. It's a very fun action movie from the early 90s where Brian Bosworth's character plays a Alabama cop who's on suspension, gets blackmailed by the FBI to go undercover as a biker. So, like I said, very fun action movie from the early 90s. And you also have Lance Henriksen playing the main biker villain by the name of Chains. So it's a very fun movie, but you also have William Forsythe playing Ice in this movie as well. So Stone Cold, highly recommend checking it out. Alright guys, so that's it for my haul for the month of May. Would you guys think, have you seen any of these movies before? If so, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Also, like and subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for some more videos. Later.